first, what brings you to Thunder Bay and the Lakehead Public School Board?
In my role as the Independent Police Review Director for Ontario, I am doing a systemic review in regards to the police interacting with the Indigenous community in Thunder Bay. So that's why I'm here. I've been here since October. We've been doing a fair amount of research, interviewing a fair amount of people from different communities and First Nation communities, trying to understand what it is that can be done to improve the relationship between the Thunder Bay Police and members of the Indigenous community who live in Thunder Bay or who come into Thunder Bay for different reasons.
And what are you hearing so far? What have you heard so far?
Well, what I'm hearing is a lot of concern. I'm hearing a lot of concerns from members of the community about not having good interactions with police in Thunder Bay. I'm hearing that, if I can put it simply, it's a bit of a community in a bit of a crisis, especially in concerns around the young people and their interaction with the police in Thunder Bay and how they've been treated generally in Thunder Bay. Those are the general things I'm hearing, but I'm hearing these stories repeatedly from different people, from different aspects, slightly told differently, but the stories are relatively the same. And I've also been speaking to the police, and I'm hearing that they're trying to do their best to understand and work with the community. And I think what we need to do, and what I'm hoping that my investigation and my review and my recommendations will do, is find some way to bring the two communities together, the Indigenous community and the police community, to help build relationships, to understand what can be done better in regard to allow these two communities to co-function, because it's absolutely necessary. The communities need the police, and the police needs the community.
It's a systemic review, which is pretty, and from what I understand, it's the first time the province has done a systemic review of any police service. What in order to make change, what change needs to happen on a systemic level, I guess, to address, to effectively address those concerns you're hearing?
So it's not the first time. It's the first time that I'm doing one in regards to the Indigenous population. I've done the G20. I've done the DNA with the OPP in Ontario, and I'm doing another one in regards to police use of force with people in crisis in Ontario. So, but this one is specific to the Indigenous interactions with the police. And what needs to be done is, obviously, I want to get as much information as possible. I want to listen to all sides, and hopefully I'll be able to make some recommendations that would go to some core values, how to police and the community could communicate better and interact better, how the police could retain and hire Indigenous police officers, because police service must be reflective of the community they serve, must be. And at this point in time, Thunder Bay Police Service is not. But it's not a fault of theirs. They have been trying to recruit, and we have to find a way to bring these two communities together so we can get proper representation of police force, police service. We can find people who are willing to serve as police officers to serve the community in an appropriate way.
So this review started in October.
That's
Since
right.
then, there have been several cases, I guess, involving Indigenous people in the communities that have gained some attention. Most recently, the two cases involving Tammy Kiash and Josiah Begg. What is there anything? And because you say that these things are happening repeatedly, these concerns keep coming up. The same things. At this point, is there anything that either the police themselves can be doing differently, or Indigenous peoples with concerns can be doing to start addressing that now? Because at this point, we've lost another 17-year-old. Another one is missing. Is there anything that, I guess, the police or anyone else involved can be doing differently right now?
I believe so. And firstly, let me say my sympathies goes out to the families for both of those young people. And I'm hoping that some resolution can be brought to them. I'm hoping that I can have this completed by the end of the fall, and I'll tell you why. Because it's a bit of a crisis. That's why I have started and why I'm carrying out this systemic review. we need to bring some reconciliation. We need to bring some changes. We need to bring a better relationship between the police and the Indigenous community and how they interact. So I don't want to drag it out. But you know, when the recent 2 incidents happened, it creates it tells me that I need to do some more work, and I got to do it quickly, because what's happening seems to be continuing, and I am not blaming anybody, but there is a problem, and we all have to work together to try to address this problem and see what type of resolutions we can bring to see if we can eradicate this problem. So I'm going to work as hard as I can, hoping to get my report out by the end of the fall.
Okay, and just in closing, what message or anything would you like to, I guess, extend to the families, community members who are really at the heart of this?
You know, as I said, I share the sorrow and the difficulties that's going on, because I'm a parent too, and I wouldn't want that to have to deal with these circumstances. But I wanted to tell them, have heart, that many of us care, that a lot of people care out there, and I want to tell them to not to close doors, but to open doors. So I want to tell them to reach out to the police and ask for help. And on the other hand, I want to say to the police, you reach out to the families and you ask them how you can assist them, how you can help them. For me, that's communication 101. And if both communities could do that, I think we'll see a big difference.